Thor is kind of, I don't know. Thor is really good at some shit and really bad at some shit. He's got two moves with identical startup, and it's like a true mix-up between them. And if he can ever get you in that situation, I think they both combo into a tag. I have work in like 3 hours. And I gotta be real, I'm pretty tired. Marvel's a clean game. That was kind of weird. Wonder how much Cap actually added to the damage of that. Oh, that's it. He's dead. What a drop! Does that? He probably still had that. You need very low gravity to combo Crouch Fierce into hard shield, trick shield. But I think he was only on like hit 4 of his combo, so I think he would have been alright. That was a parry. This wastes a ton of time. He might even be able to kill. Yeah. Cap's mix-up, that's gonna combo. Cap's mix-up isn't super clean. It's not like it's not there. He gets decent damage off a throw, and he has a DP and parry. So of course defensively he's well off. Or he could make reads, you know. He can interrupt what the opponent's doing. But his main like 50-50 style mix-up is like off jumps. If you can make the opponent jump in air, or if you can make the opponent block an air normal, you can go for like land into low, or you can do like a second jump into an instant button, and that is very hard to see. The second jump isn't as tall as the first jump, so you're still kind of on the opponent. A jump fierce will still hit. I didn't used to have that as a sub emote, but now I do. In fact, the Franker Faces emote is actually better because it's bigger. That button, or that, I think it's air quarter circle forward punch or something like that. That thunder, that's a mad good move. Yeah, that didn't work. That looked like it was too... He went for the delayed DP super and it worked. Nasty. Shield smash is punishable. Shield charging star. Charging star is punishable, but you can cancel it for like any frame of the animation, and you've got like 2 invincible supers as Cap. That parry. This should kill. Pretty easy. Even if he brought in 0, which it might have been okay to bring in 0 and do the DP super. That was like his best hope. Bringing in 0 couldn't necessarily have saved Thor because it's not like your combo just instantly drops once you bring in another character. Cap could have done like on response to 0, he could have done like a DP super into tag or something like that, or even just DP into tag, and potentially hit 0 and kept on the combo against Thor. Tagging, it depends, but tagging, you can have situations in this game where if you tag, you spend 2 bars and the character you're trying to save still dies. So, you know, that's obviously something you'd prefer not to have happen. Although it's not really a waste of 2 bars to try it, to be 100% honest. If you spend 2 bars trying to save a character and fail, you almost don't care. Because that meter is not very useful on a solo character. Meter becomes a lot shittier on solo. Invincible supers become dramatically more risky if you've only got 1 character. And most characters can't do multiple supers in a single combo by themselves. They usually need help from an ally. Need help from an assist. So basically most of your combos become 1 bar combos. Although it depends heavily on your character. So, you know, if you've got 3 bars and you go down to 1, you know, 1 is still enough. Using supers to go through stuff in this game it's not bad, but you gotta be really aware of how you do it. Trying to use a super to go through a fireball and then the opponent tags and blocks your super, you know, your main defense against that is tagging yourself, and you can't do that if you're solo. This is looking so bad. This cat player is playing like a lot better. Oh, big combo. Trick Shield has very high reward to very low risk. But the success rate is theoretically not that great against someone who's playing properly. That was a parry. Trick Shield is pretty slow, but you have to respect it, that's the thing. It's very free against people who don't respect it. You get tons of damage against people who don't respect it, but it's very easy to respect. It's not actually that scary. It takes away Cap's shield for kind of a long time. It's still a really good special move. Don't get me wrong. Cap has a lot of really good specials. Charging Star is one of the best special moves in the game. Trick Shield is really fucking good. Shield Throw is one of the best special moves in the game. Cap's in a pretty good spot as far as special moves go. Cap can't really do combos inside the box is the thing. The only one he has is repeated like hard shield slashes. Light shield slashes keep the opponent. You need to move unless you're in a very specific screen position. And Trick Shield has no ender, and he's got no super that goes like outside of his body. He can't use any of his supers when he's in the box unless the opponent's like touching him, and even then he only gets the beginning parts of his supers. Defensively, Cap is very strong in the box, but he can't waste time. And wasting time is a very useful skill. You'll see it with any Rocket player. Rocket can waste time. Either if he hits you or even if he doesn't hit you, even in neutral. Is this a fucking Spider-Man and a Ryu? What Marvel game is this? Because I feel like it's not Infinite. Spider-Man has he's very setup friendly. I don't know if I believe that he's good, but I think if you're a tech monster, you can make Spider-Man. You can get some really neat resets with Spider-Man, because you can tag into Spider-Man and get a web, and then like the tag can fully restore, which gives you a lot of freedom to get creative, because it means you can do literally any Spider-Man thing into a tag. This Timestone Ryu shit. Ryu is quite functional in Timestone, but this is still a thinking man's team, if you know what I mean. Oh, what an odd route. I can't believe this is my first time seeing this because it looks so good. I can't believe I've never seen anyone do that. I only ever see Ryu's continue the combo on the ground. The repeated re-jumps looks pretty good. All of that nothing, and then just a low. I mean, I know Ryu has an overhead, but shit. Ryu's overhead is fast enough to work, but it's not very fast. If you're 100% thinking about defense, then you should be able to spot his overhead in time. If he just throws it out in the middle of neutral, there's a good chance he won't be ready, provided you're not just naturally interrupting him. Got webbed. Oh. Common mistake I see from Power Stone players is that almost always your Power Stone combos are stronger than your normal B&Bs. That's something you can really spot very easily in this game. A lot of people don't lab these days, because a lot of fighting games don't really require you to lab. And this is a game, like Cross Tekken, this is a game where you actually need to find the combos for your team and your stone. And what people do is they do Spider-Man B&Bs because they know Spider-Man B&Bs from other Spider-Mans. Or like they do, like, I don't know, whatever character, Captain America B&Bs, but they don't do Power Stone B&Bs. And almost every single character has different B&Bs if they're picking Power Stone, but people never do them. Like, it's one thing if you start the combo with Power Stone, you should know your B&B from that, and most players do. But if you start your combo from some regular thing, most players do just their regular combo. But there's a Power Stone route that'll be stronger, almost always. If you're playing Power Stone and your combo does not have a Power Storm in it, I mean a Power Surge in it at all, then you're fucking up. Most of the time. It does a lot of damage, and it fits very easily in almost any part of a combo. And it adds almost no scaling. It does a ton of damage. It does like 1k. You can just chain into it. It's like the whole point of picking Power Stone, yeah, is to mash that Surge. It's like the best Surge in the whole game. Webbed. Whiff punish. Terrible whiff punish. Thanos is a little stubby here and there. Oh, he got Dante and it fucked up his movement. On fort. Oh, Thanos in his stubby ass range. What could he have done there from sweep? There's like nothing you can do from sweep except the Crouch Fierce, and the Crouch Fierce whiffed. Jotaro's like stronger than Ryu on every metric. Ryu could win. He just has the zone. Ryu is like 10 times as dangerous from far away. Jotaro can't do anything from afar. This is still possible. Oh, never mind. Got hit out of the overhead. That's cool. Using Dante to pick up the combo there. Ryu's hard uppercut is very hard to combo out of. Yeah, look at this. Oh, what the hell is that? Alright, level 3. Yeah. That was guaranteed there. That's true. Ryu is pretty tough. I mean, we have, like, what metrics do we really have on how powerful things are in Street Fighter? We've got a character with a gun in the EX series, and we've got some grenades from Rolento. A gun does like a third of Ryu's health. Ryu needs to be shot like 3 fucking times to die. Oh, throwing knives, yeah. Ibuki's knife, I mean, she's a little girl when she throws knives, but they only do like, what, 40 damage? I think, or is it 20? It's like a very pitiful number. Ryu would be fine against, like, time stop knife spam. A single fireball can destroy any number of knives, to be honest. Ryu just needs to throw out like a fucking Shinku Hadoken. If a bunch of knives appear right in front of him. And the knives just get destroyed by the fireball. Why am I watching the in-betweens? Oh yeah, that cheap shit. That shit is cheap. Jetta gets a fucking 50-50 every time he dashes in. That was cool. This isn't gonna kill, so the fuck up. There's no human way that would kill. Even a level 3 right there would have done no damage. Jotaro would have to be really careful against Evil Ryu. Raging Demon has 1 frame startup. And Ryu can buffer it while the screen is frozen, if you know what I mean. So like, if Jotaro stopped time, and then he was still close to Ryu when time resumed, then Ryu could just use the Raging Demon invincibility. It's totally 100% canon that Ryu can decide during stop time whether Raging Demon would be a good idea. That's a gameplay mechanic right there. Yes, Thingy Super would be just as good. Also, Gao flash kicks. He could be immune to projectiles. That was an odd space stone. He was trying to get the storm, but just didn't get it. I think he did get it. I think he could have done the surge into the storm like that. What the fuck was that? I think that hit as a cross-up. But I really don't know. I would have eaten that so fast. I would have eaten that so fast. I would have been dead. Changing characters? Changing stones? What happened? He's got the same team. Abigail would job against Jotaro so fast. Abigail is exactly the kind of guy that Jotaro beats up. Yun standards to cancel recovery. I love combos like that. Re-jump normal combos, or re-normal jump, that's what I meant to say. It doesn't, yeah. Captain Marvel could block and it only can hit the point character, it can't hit the assist character. You gotta be really aware of the way that your level 3 works. Yun's palm is okay in Street Fighter 3, but it's like amazing how good it was in 4. Not even just like Arcade Edition, 4 in general. It's a pretty good attack. Genagent stops time. All supers stop time. And Jotaro can see during stop time. But so can Street Fighter characters. This combo is really cool looking. I always really like when people do the beefy parts of their combo before the first jump hard kick. I mean, granted, a lot of combos don't have 2 jump hard kicks, but you know what I mean. Before the ground bounce / OTG. Dio is questionably not even as strong as Jotaro. It's hard to say. I think it's fairly safe to say that after even a few minutes of being adapting to Joseph's blood and Jonathan's body, Dio probably would have been stronger. Tricky. Boss fight Evil Ryu is probably the best one. No, he's like easily the best one. His teleport has like no recovery, and he can cancel it at any time. He could become permanently invincible if he wanted to, I think. I don't remember if it genuinely has no recovery. I know you can cancel it to attacks, but attacks, you know, have startup and recovery, so. Boss Evil Ryu can do Stand Fierce, Teleport Towards, Stand Fierce, Teleport Towards as an infinite. What will become of MVCI? Probably the same shit that became of Cross Tekken. There will be a bunch of people who will say it died before its time, but then there will be way more people who just forget about it. And then there'll also be some people who say it was Kusoge from the beginning. Boss Evil Ryu does not hover. He's got the same stance as regular Ryu. Regular Evil Ryu. Gamora Nova. This is that. No, this is a different team. There's a Spider-Man with a Thanos. Ooh, that's cool. Ended the combo in an upwards energy javelin, so the downward part was still going to land on him. I wonder if that goes away if you hit Nova. I actually don't know. Some projectiles go away if you hit the character, some don't. I don't think I've fought a Nova. That sounds really strange to say, but I can't think of a time. There were like no BAFCA participants who played Nova. They all played like Ultron. Oh, he dead. We can get lucky to read part 6. I keep on meaning to send him the link to the new place where the online comics are.
Sorry guys, we can't tell you. You just have to look at Southtown Arcade archives.
Anyways, Javier goes up 1-0 over Durando.
Okay, gets knocked in the face with the Power Stone. Spider-Man taking to the corner. Switch out to Thor and whips the...
Dropped. I have a Google Drive that's got part 5 through 8 on it. 5 through 7. It's tied for it, I think, Spider-Man. Oof. He was really fast. I don't like that. He hit the characters before they hit the ground. He would have had a much easier time juggling 2 characters if he let them both like hit the ground together. Does this have a combo? That did so much damage. It has no combo though. He has a combo in regular command grab, not super command grab. Where's the soul? Oh, he couldn't do it. That's right. The power's still up. Brainlet. Is Thor gonna die? Wow. Is there a Street Fighter character with spin? Cammy? Does Cammy have spin? I feel like it's worth mentioning that all of Cammy's moves rotate on an axis. Have you noticed that? Cammy has a whole bunch of spinning oriented moves. We actually saw how spin worked in stop time.
Soulstone's purpose.
Or we saw how Tusk worked in stop time.
Fingers on the ropes. Oh wow, just dashing up jab. That's one thing I never did with her. I never did the
Math is a universal constant, baby.
The sweet surge slide. I've not.
It's infinite.
Oh, that. Okay, okay, okay.
Oh, we just went straight to like the down down.
Oh, this opens them up with the pseudo unblockable.
Yeah, Rufus has spin. Maybe Geef too. Geef might have spin. Spinning lariat. Spinning pile driver.
He does.
Yeah.
With power. Use the power stone. Wake up, Spider-Man. Wow, blocks. Nice blocks.
Yo, that late cancel. She might get grabbed here. She really did. I wasn't sure of myself.
It's not gonna. Well, I mean that did a lot, but he needs to open up.
Oh, how did that block? And block the overhead.
Navier is getting away with just those dash ups. I mean, she has a very fast no black. Okay. Well, bullets.
I forget whether it's the overhead or the low he can combo out of solo, but he can only combo out of one of them solo.
Okay.
So you probably just anticipate that one every time, if he's alone. Makes it a lot easier.
I almost let it slip.
It's not like Uki's a thing in this game. I mean, technically it is, but it's not.
No pick confirm right there by Durando. That's it.
Another quick 3-0, man.
What the heck were those
I believe all of those are the 3-0 so far.
3-3-0?
Thought someone make a good JoJo character.
So,
Oh no.
as you see those matches on deck. As they return. I don't want to say it. Why are we zooming in?
Oh
Stop zooming in.
no, no! Don't do it to us! Don't. We
When's the all-girls KOF game?
okay.
She
When's that shit supposed to come out?
clapped up
For the third copy.
here.
I feel like I've seen that guy.
They're laughing. Having a good time. No, man. It's serious.
Manic?
What?
Area code. Like,
Yo, he's got a Strider.
He's in like in the middle of nowhere, SoCal.
Strider's got a pretty high ceiling.
No, I mean SoCal is really big, man.
yeah, of course. SoCal is huge.
Alright, here we go.
Good old Vajra round start. This is a pretty strong team. Both of them. Oh,
Got him with the reset.
hit into reset.
Getting one.
September 7th. That's ages.
Setup that we got.
That's actually like past Evo.
That chip
Yeah, that shit.
factor in this
That's the only truly hard thing to block. In,
Get launch.
what's it?
And why not? That's one of the few
Ouroboros.
moves that he has. Can you believe that? They did
Jumping to opposite wall.
launch.
That might trade. It did. Terrible trade though. Zero definitely got the better end of that. How you doing, S-Ride? Remember this game?
Oh, did he? He ran into a locker.
Yeah, that's some tricky stuff. Oh,
It's hard to tell a Strider jumping to the wall from a Strider just jumping forward too. That's the worst part. And it's pretty hard to punish Strider jumping forward because he's got the Cheerios randomly helping him as he attacks. And you don't know when they're going to come out.
characters are bleeding pretty bad.
So hitting any button is kind of suicidal.
Opens up with a
Nobody
classic.
has soul. I got soul.
Oh god, these are gonna be long matches, man.
The
This
soul
is,
glow. Dante might. I mean, Zero's probably gonna stop the ceiling.
Oh, the tag saved the character, and then the, or I mean the both characters being hit saved Dante,
You hate to happen this thing of what you
and then he did his tag to save the super way late, which made it unsafe.
grabbed by Cloud right there. Grabs him in between the gap.
If you're not being locked down by anything,
guys teleported.
and the opponent tags and they're next to you, then your button will beat whatever they do.
Classic. That's Dante.
They're minus, but they're not technically unsafe. They are unsafe to a grab,
Tag cap.
but they're only minus to a button.
Teleport.
But so if you hit a button, you'll hit their character. You'll hit their assist character, which is not that useful. Unless the assist character is about to die.
Have you?
And you'll force the
Just like in any game.
incoming character to block. So that's overall a really good option because forcing someone to block is good and hitting an assist is good. But also if you throw, you punish the character coming in. But the assist character gets away for free, which is not that big of a deal. It depends on what you get out of a throw.
I see.
And then when
But you have to evaluate where the opponent's standing because that affects how far the incoming character will run in. The incoming character runs in to match where the current character is.
let's just say we played at NCR a few years ago.
The thing about tagging is that it's a very, very, very simple mechanic, but it's got a lot of depth. It completely changes like every other Marvel game.
He's doing okay, and he's getting the hits, but he's not confirming.
See that? See how Ultron went through the projectile to touch? He like had to show up at
Just like that.
where Strider was.
Drops it, and now he has to take the mix-up. What's the setup? Blockable. Yes, it is. Yep.
Delete reground.
Oh, drops it. What?
Oh, that gun went the wrong way, but I guess that's a hitbox all the way through his body.
He teleported.
Odd.
He let go of the button and hit the gun. I look at Chris. Chris shakes his head.
Hits from the back.
I'm sure Oliver is smiling off that.
Oh my jeez.
And it's Marvel,
Okay,
man.
Soulstone.
It's Marvel.
Level 3. Nice response.
Ultron.
Strider recovers just in time.
Strider is not.
First spot to call him.
Is not a good position right now.
Bringing you back, buddy. And he's
Oh, he's done. They're both done.
that's the worst. Is like, hey,
How much can he get off of this?
Get out.
Oh, he dropped it.
Save yourself. Oh my jeez.
He didn't have a super, so he couldn't probably kill Ultron.
Oh, this is gonna be tough.
But all the damage he does, you can't recover red life once you're the last character left.
Killer B into the multi-lock confirm. That's
Look, this fool is smirking. Get out of here. He's like, yeah, I totally meant to do that cross-up buster. Stop it.
he totally.
Oh my jeez.
Cloud lives for those like those weird moments.
And getting someone to low HP is a kind of big deal because chip out supers are kind of good.
Manic needs to make something happen. He looks like he has a good neutral.
But the opponent needs to have very low HP because supers don't actually do that much chip.
Why do I
But you can true block string someone to death fairly easily in this game.
A cloud game right here. Like no, what I mean by cloud game is that Manic's not gonna get played at all.
That cross up, I've seen that.
Remember, like,
I think I would have blocked that right.
Attempt is like the first part it keeps you in front, then for some reason the second part it'll cross you up sometimes. That's one of the weird things about it, and one of the cheap things also.
Alright, knockdown. Beehive. Crazy dance.
Lightning loop.
Remember Sogenmu combos in MVC3?
Nice grab.
Yo, Zero's like a little grody in this game, but I'll take 100 zeros in this game over a single zero in Marvel 3.
Open up anyways.
I'd rather fight only teams that had 1-0 in this game
Cloud game right here. Manic's not gonna get to play.
than fight 1 in 10 teams that had a 0 in Marvel 3.
Fire, man. That's not fair.
I don't think Zero's the best character in the game. He could be in Marvel 3. He's like an actual genuine candidate.
It's gonna bring him back.
I don't think he is though.
It's okay, buddy. Wake up.
He's probably top 3, maybe. I don't know. But he's the most disgusting to me.
Spending hours upon hours upon.
That was a really bad time to forward roll. That was like a really genuinely bad time to forward roll. I don't know what the fuck he was thinking.
And no, he can't bring his.
He just put himself into a mix-up by forward rolling. He was so much better from far away. He could have like jumped in and done a beam.
So this is just download
Zero can basically kill you with a very small amount of meter.
games though. Like he had some
Zero basically like combo scaling, hit stun scaling doesn't apply to Zero.
more.
He can't let
Like it does, but he could do combos with a ridiculously large amount of hit stun scaling. His combos don't fall out,
and he's gonna kill you.
which means that he can basically solo kill characters if your execution is good.
And because everybody drops stuff against Cloud, he wins a glove.
That's just
Play like he
play
of course. Response.
special instrument.
That's not the only thing, but that's one of the biggest things. Is his combo damage is through the roof,
Alright, more
and it doesn't take that much meter to kill someone.
Oh god, they
just
It's like 1 or 2 bars.
has something freaking he has
he is a.
he did it in the
Is that Ryu Dante?
now show you can.
Oh, okay.
I've actually seen a lot of people pick this team.
The tag, the tag.
Strange as it is to say.
Get put
It's that same guy.
Scoop, which can't really convert off of that. There it is. Down C. Down C. Is it down C or is it just a jumping C?
jumping safe. Jumping down.
Zero has god hitboxes is a big part of it. Just like Dante and Virgil do.
Projectiles. But chip damage.
Zero has giant hitboxes and very small hitboxes for everything. Jump heavy punch is just a giant fucking hitbox. I think it can cross up. It goes all the way around his body. It comes out really quickly. It hits people above him and below him. It's like an instant win in air-to-air situations.
So you always get.
That's not a bad air-to-ground button.
So if you wanted to play against.
Jump heavy in that game, not jump hard punch.
He dropped the donkey. Oh, super armor. Alright, we got another scoop.
Smart. Got on the other side of Dante.
I don't know how to play Morgan. How did you do all those?
Frame 1 Shine.
Other than that, we played
Shine is the best move in the entire game by far.
to get like
It's equally broken on Falco.
Dang, all those space stones. Activate.
lock him down. He wants to finish him off
Good
right here,
movement.
right now. 'Cause he knows
Good
that
spike.
once Ryu's down,
I think it's Falco who has the good spike.
really powerful comeback.
Fox is more of just a generic drill.
I think he has it to avoid everything and utilize it to get in, bro. What? Reflect stuff. Oh, damn.
Shine is invincible and starts in 1 frame and has no recovery. It's not very big, but that's like the only downside. It also combos into itself. I think that's a very potent combination right there, when you just lay it out like that. Frame 1 startup, no recovery, combos into itself, invincible. Like, it's very hard to make a move in any video game with all of those qualities that would be balanced in any way.
Okay, let's custom combo.
Yeah, he's combo friendly.
The combo is dropped. Oh, kill her. Can he?
The old yeller.
Fox and Falco have like the highest ceiling of pretty much every character in the game.
Someone in the crowd is sleeping right
Maybe Ice Climbers have a higher ceiling, but most of the things that Ice Climbers can do that would have a higher ceiling are literally banned.
Someone that was too quick.
Too clean, too sleepy. Chris G. Fortress.
I think he had the right idea. The
He did.
fortress.
Yeah, I figured,
But
but it was fun to discuss.
what Ryu's gonna do against this team? Who does he play? I'm
You only have to watch Melee for like 10 seconds to realize why Fox is broken.
God.
But it is kind of interesting to think about.
I'm gonna play Nova over Ryu. At this
Ah, this is a much stronger team, isn't it?
that misery that is. Wait, so is
When you put Nova instead of Ryu,
Ryu or
it's kind of a better team.
Cross up. There you go.
got the Debo on him?
You do have him set up to pseudo blockable.
Wow, launches him out of the string. Conversion? No, no confirm.
I don't know if wobbling is banned. I think it's fair. But they have another one. They've got yeah, a glitch
Yes.
that can lock a character in place until Ice Climber throws them again. And I think you can still hurt them while they're frozen.
Sick Chris G combo. Buff.
I was exaggerating a little bit, but Ice Climbers are very silly.
Did you see what Chris did right there? As he was hitting him with the Monster
It'd be kind of interesting if they banned nothing at all. Like, maybe just items. But if they banned no stages and they banned no, like, strategies, like stalling, it'd be kind of interesting to see who, like, the number 1 would be.
Let's both get bodied.
Okay. You got the happy birthday. That should be both characters.
Putting all these monsters.
Like, you can actually be permanently invincible in Melee. A lot of people don't know that. If you're very precise about repeatedly ledge grabbing, you can keep permanent invincibility without ever getting a hurt box.
Fortunately, in Infinite,
That was almost a
So you could theoretically get a life lead and then do very precise ledge grabs over and over. And run the clock.
Chris G.
That's not even the only way to stall. There are certain places on various stages where only some characters can go. Like Peach can like side B her way up the bottom of some stages and become unreachable for other characters.
You press button. Oh, you did it.
off the bat.
Shoot! Nice confirm. Tag cancel? No. Reset the situation. Classic Chris.
Alright, energy javelin doesn't do much. Block. Wow, uppercut.
Finally, Fortress.
Solid combo. Make it work.
Got the cleaners of the hits, but let's see what happens afterwards, because each time, yeah.
Yeah, I mean there are certain characters who can jump from the bottom to the top of high roll. And not all characters can do that. That's quite rare. There are a lot of characters who I think can't even jump from the top to the bottom on the right side.
He's gonna pay.
Is Dante gonna die?
Yeah, we're talking about if everything was legal though.
Wants to get a reset situation.
Like if you could make the reverse high roll jump, then you could stall the clock so easily. immediately go to the bottom.
Pick up your homie.
And then if they try and follow you to the bottom, you jump straight to the top.
Oh, that was hit. Okay.
Yeah, caught him during the roll.
Crazy dance. Get in there, Nova.
You winning?
Forgot he had the super. Alright. Oh, nice. Got some good damage in there. Super on remove the tag.
Did he grab him? No, he can't grab him.
Oh, get in the box. Oh, he hit him away.
The old yeller?
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's a sword. Hits
Holy
behind.
jeez. Oh, that's good, Dante.
That's it.
Hey, if he gets some momentum, he could possibly get enough soul stone again.
Nah. Oh, yeah, he does have the life, but by that point, you're
That looked very sloppy. I don't know if that's what he meant to do. But while the Morgan got a bunch of hits during the arrows,
He may be able to get to
I think there was a way he could have kept the opponent in the combo.
beat me up so I can call my brother.
Here we go. You need to call for soul stone one.
Simus is actually one of the better characters in Melee.
There you
I think she's like top 10, but only barely.
Oh, he pushed him out of it. Oh, wait, no. Let's see if he can he go for. Oh, no.
I think most of her attacks aren't that fast, and I think her normal set is not that good.
Hey, Fortress. He could possibly do this. He does have to hit Chris like 4 times in a row.
What is
It might be okay, actually. I don't know.
Oh,
Her bomb jump helps her recovery a lot.
completely whip, tag cancel. Partner comes in, finishes out.
I
3
feel like
over.
that more.
Yeah, her grab is very abnormal in a way that doesn't help. Like, it does do some kind of cool things, but overall it's way worse than having a normal grab.
That was like a forward B.
She doesn't really need the extra recovery.
It's forward B in TBC, but then it's like useless in TBC.
How was she in TBC?
She's really good. She's not, there's no flight mode, so.
Oh,
but
really?
She's still really good, yeah. She has like really good normals.
Yeah, some of you don't know, KBS was one of the premier TBC players of America.
America.
Of them. But yeah, checker. No, he Super Noon helped out a lot. I think he's a good player.
He beat Ray Ray. And like, I think he got like third in the tournament. No.
Straight here, you Doctor Strange.
Here we
Lit.
go. Super Noon.
Oh,
That is such a cool team.
This is right. This is one of the teams that Cole plays. He did play Monk Arm before, but
A lot of characters have buttons that whiff on Rocket.
always
I don't think Strider does.
changing the top tier. He's not ashamed about that.
Cap stand light kick and Chun-Li stand light kick both whiff on Rocket.
So far though,
Tell you that.
Cole is
I think everything Iron Man has works. Oh, stand jab might not work as Iron Man.
messes him up, but
I want to see some ridiculous walk moves out of Rocket.
Rocket's little.
He's dead.
what does Strider say during that? Is it like, "Run, yeah."
Yeah, I'll make some videos for Third Strike.
You know,
Ninja here, ninja there. Alright, we got some Doctor Strange combos. He gets pretty saucy in this game.
The most bullied Kirby character. Wispy Woods, no contest.
jockey for
Wispy Woods literally never did anything to anyone, and people regularly just show up and beat him up.
got the vodka.
All he does is just feed people delicious apples,
Was that a whip double just in time? Anyways,
and meekly shake his branches.
as soon as he drops, he's gonna get Space Stone out.
Level 3.
Everything starts with beating up Wispy Woods, have you noticed that? Kirby just like wakes up, he's like, oh man, Dynablade's been terrorizing the fucking place. Better go fuck up Wispy Woods.
Alright, that was a quick 1-0.
That was unexpected.
And then go find Dynablade. That doesn't happen.
In
Wispy Woods isn't in Dynablade.
and Super Noon looks unfazed. Cole looking,
Very stone faced.
yeah, very, very stone faced.
Oh, thumbs up.
The thumbs up. He's actually giving us the thumbs up.
Oh my jeez, opening gambits. Oh, he just barely touched the eye. Oh,
I feel like Wispy's he can't really ever truly be antagonizing anyone. Like he can't even move. You always fight him in the same location every single game.
whoa.
He's stuck there, dude. He's a tree.
Try to get him out.
It's just like a little tradition for Kirby to just go and beat him up
Firm into
before starting any adventure.
I was gonna say a Rocket Raccoon setup, but no, we got Jed on screen.
He's a boss in like every single Kirby game, and like I can only think of like 2 times he has any sort of plot relevance.
Oh, nice.
One where it's not really Wispy and Robobot, I think, right? Isn't he a boss in Robobot?
covered
Or what am I remembering?
pillar with Vajra.
There's like one time where you fight like a Robo Wispy.
Oh, he's getting put to the corner now. Oh,
And then
Raccoon can't
in Crystal Shards,
He doesn't have the
he has a crystal shard. So, you know, he was being made evil by that. But that's the only 2 times there's a good reason for killing Wispy that I can think of.
He can't do the gopher where he just chills in the ground.
Every other game, Kirby just goes and beats him up for no reason.
Imagine that if he had that and he could tag cancel while he's
Yeah, if you got a character on both sides, you can't easily hit buttons. Star Allies, I've done like most of the first world.
cross up. No,
Coney
just
said that. Oh no, he caught out Strider. Nice full bleeding. Oops.
just not blocking his legs.
I like the combined powers, that's kind of cute.
Into this.
Getting sword and then holding up your sword and then fucking you get your little ally to cast water on it or whatever.
Launch.
That's fun.
Should be able to get a setup. Good damage. Not gonna kill.
My allies kind of do a lot of shit though. It seems like it wouldn't really work to play the game without the allies. Seems like they're kind of necessary to play. A lot of the puzzles just require you not only having allies but having the right ones.
It paid off.
That was sick.
It paid off. 1-1. Just
Shit,
like.
And
Did you ever play him in the old games?
yeah, he was my character in
Vampire
DS.
Saber?
Yeah, I just hated that I couldn't knock down people, so I went to
there aren't that many enemies, and the enemies that there are, my allies kind of kill before I can even get to them. So it's like kind of easy. I haven't done the boss fight for the first world yet, so I don't know how bosses work with the allies.
get the knockdown.
Your damage output seems to go up a lot by using the team powers, though. Like, you seem to do, like, double damage if you're using water sword versus a regular sword. I don't know if it's double, but that's how it feels. And it's just like, you know, if this would be a lot harder if I was using no powers, no allies. I wonder what it's like playing the game like that. Probably decently hard. I wonder if the arena mode of Star Allies, you get to bring, like, a full team.
That should be the end for Streeter.
Well, we still have Soulstone on deck. There's a full boss.
I mean, it's every Kirby game is pretty easy, but, like, this one is like playing itself. It's a different kind of easy.
Oh man.
Oh, he's gonna fall into the trap. Yep, there it is.
The fucking allies even solve puzzles by themselves.
Prefer if it was Boing rather than that.
Yeah, he's getting bodied.
He really let Strider land on that. That was just sitting there. He knew it was sitting there.
Cole fighting back. He lost Strider.
He can't win this, dude.
He still has a lot of health, and he
Don't even play. Strange can't win this.
for another soul.
And Rock Raccoon, he really wants to
I feel like Star Allies would be really good
Strange.
if there were no puzzles that required more than one friend.
See how he's gonna pin him down. That's gonna be the
And if you were playing with a friend.
okay, he just wants to get
Like if you were just playing, like, if it was like a
and he's dead. 2-1.
a single helper, or maybe you could still have up to 3. But if it was just Return to Dreamland with helper mechanic added in.
This will have the same looks. Come on, you guys having fun? You guys having fun?
Thumbs up.
You know, when New Super Mario Bros. On DS came out, it was heralded. I remember that shit.
Sure, there's a lot of little,
Got 10 out of 10s from everyone.
you know,
So
like
you
the
think the
player.
meta when you know
They were like, oh, glorious return to form by Nintendo.
He goes to instead of the next level.
Now everyone acts like it's the worst thing Nintendo ever did just because they made 5 of them. And the first one's the worst one, to be honest. That's the funny part. Every other New Super Mario Bros. Is better than the very first one.
no.
Never
Stop
mind.
talking, Kevin.
Sorry, Kevin. Alright. Oh, I didn't.
Trying to get bodied.
Good. Good confirm. Never mind. He
setup.
backs off.
Yeah, he had back. He wanted to tag.
Root comes in, smack him in the face. Cross up? No. Stays on the same side. Doesn't quite open him up.
So bolts and then tag, man.
I love Bowser into tag.
Super new. Lightning is way
Covers you
back.
very well.
Super.
I never actually did that much.
Wheels on wheels and goes for low. Nice blocking. See, that might have been
Good lord.
mix up. Goes for the empty jump low.
No, flight. It's kind of cool. You know, flight in this game. You don't lift off as high. So you get a more effective mix up when you just do raw flight he can just drop low right away.
Oh, what
So
the heck? What fell
What?
out? But he's still dead. Anyways, full soul stone.
I do feel like New Super Mario Bros. You like perfected the formula,
Him call out his homie.
and it's a damn good thing that the New Super Mario Bros. Exists
Yeah, he wants to get
series
as much damage as possible.
because it meant that we had New Super Mario Bros. And Mario Maker,
Boom.
which I feel like is one of my. I think I like World the best,
Wake up,
and
Strange.
then NSMB,
Help me out, homie.
There he is. Get up. Oh,
and then 3, and then 1.
found the ward. Ooh, gets the opens him up. That was the cross up. Staying on the same side.
There we go. Let's open up. Rocket could possibly be dead unless he gets scrambled. Oh man, what the heck happened there?
Oh, got hit.
Cole on the verge of death with Strider. Oh, that's so unfortunate.
Rocket's so disgusting. It's so easy to make someone block something in this game, and Rocket gets a true 50-50 every time you block something.
Oh, double high.
Super Moon takes it.
It doesn't even have to be like your main character. Like, you can just make the opponent block anything with any character, and then tag in Rocket and get a true 50-50.
See a 3-2.
Players are getting better.
It's not right.
this week.
No more 3-0s.
It's been tough though. We got killers in these brackets, man.
Yeah.
We do have a nice one coming up. We got NorCal's Ola Soy Nasty. I don't know if that's official.
No, that's official. He did sign up under that name. Ola Soy Nasty or High End Nasty versus into Rocket Punch.
For damage?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's play that character now.
That team is still so cool.
But we do got
Love players who go for that color coordination.
ever since I was like in the, I want to say like the second grade,
I don't know.
playing Mega Man X.
Everyone's acting like it's
game.
like a guaranteed thing to have a new Breath of the Wild.
More than X.
But to be 100% honest, like, Nintendo hasn't done that with any other Zelda.
You get your fill of Sigma right
You
here.
ever seen
Double.
those fake Marvel 3 pictures, the 2D pictures that came out in like 2001? They had like
Breath of the Wild did well, but it was the exception.
No, I've never seen that. I may have seen it.
It's the first time they did something like that. I'm not saying they wouldn't do it again, but, you know, it certainly wouldn't be unusual if they just made a more traditional Zelda again.
Thorns doing its work. Nerf.
he hurts. He's a big boy. Look at those normals, man.
DP's his way out. Well,
Majora's Mask isn't really anything like
Yeah, I think
Ocarina of Time.
the problem is
It's in the same engine, but that's like where it stops.
Sigma's very bland by himself.
And they didn't make a Majora's Mask too.
the delayed string right there. It's a shoulder tackle.
Oh man, he blocked it though.
Nasty is running time zone. That's gonna be interesting.
I guess they technically did make a Majora's Mask update,
Fastball.
but you know, that's not a Majora's Mask 2.
Confirmed.
They don't feel pressured to continue a style in that game, or Mario either.
Setup or down.
Damage. Uppercut.
Mario Galaxy was like the first sequel.
Shot.
They could make an Odyssey too, but I don't think every game is going to be like Odyssey.
It's gonna be, what is Nasty looking for?
They could make a Breath of the Wild too, but I don't think every game is going to be like Breath of the Wild.
I was like, you could use like a space or a
What's he gonna do though? What's the gimmick with this team at times?
infinite charging stars. Charging stars. Is Captain America
I got Breath of the Wild sitting right here. No, I haven't put it in. I forgot about it. It like fell on my priority list because I forgot it existed.
Why
I've been working on some other stuff,
like characters with like
including the video game that I'm making,
potential
and also these SRK2 videos.
to kind of like get it, create the pseudo crossover.
Okay. All right. Oh, goes right back at that.
That's how I feel about Odyssey. I like Odyssey, but I never want to play it again.
Didn't see, but Nice is running reality. The last one.
That's what happens when you just pack a game with too much content, and the content is not very interesting. I say that, but I also played through Donkey Kong 64 like 3 times. So,
Knockdown. Oh, scratch the. Oh man, that special is so sick.
Which one?
He just like cuts the
Oh,
space.
he cuts,
down.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cuts time.
I would argue that
Breaks the screen.
Mario has been less formulaic than Zelda.
Sigma to.
Especially when you consider that there's more to do differently in Zelda.
It doesn't even matter. There was no confirmed.
Mario, if you're like making a new platformer, it's fundamentally going to be very similar, no matter what, to previous platformers.
That was a level 3.
No.
But with an adventure game, you could do stuff way different.
Saying the animation start up, it looks like it's gonna grab him.
Got it. Nice. He does that so
I think what a lot of people forget about Mario games is there's a lot of Mario games. There's like 3 different ongoing Mario series, or 4. It depends on what you call a Mario series. Like, I don't know if I'm talking about Mario Party or anything like that. I don't know if I'm talking about Yoshi's Island.
Oh, he held forward.
Yoshi's Island is a platforming Mario Universe series,
Up there.
and it's still going.
America's done. Justice is dead.
And he can't wake him up.
This one was getting jungled like it was Tekken, man.
Get out, Nasty. Alright.
Himself in the corner, but
I read a Todd Howard interview recently where he was talking about introducing his kid to Skyrim, and then his kid telling him about what he'd like done in Skyrim,
what are you gonna do with your time stone?
like in the while they're eating dinner or something like that.
Myself faster. Come on, Martin.
Todd Howard literally discusses Skyrim with his family at the dinner table. Can't make that shit up.
Yeah, it does because
Yeah, he bought his own kid Skyrim.
like when Infinite first came out, that was the only time I played Martin. He didn't really do anything with time stone back then too, so like I feel he could benefit more from, like you said, like a reality or a space or something. Even if
Fear 0%.
Yeah, well, why not bring justice back?
Yeah.
Every time he dies. We need the return. We need the return of justice. Because like Knives so far, this is like,
yeah, so he's just getting bodied.
yeah, you would think that Nasty is like one. I wouldn't say his favorite, but he's a strong player, but he's just getting rolled over by Knives.
The shield comes back. Oh,
That'll be broken.
this is not looking good. And Dormammu's
You make a game, nerd.
Oh, flinched right
As someone who's working on a game, I can safely say that the investment of an indie game is actually very low. It caught me off guard. That being said, my game is basically going to be a glorified Flash game when it's done. Well, this first one anyway.
Stop hitting America!
But there are a lot of indie games that are glorified Flash games, so whatever.
And yeah, Nasty is just getting zoned out. This is
My game will not be long.
there's not much he
I want a game you can experience all of in an hour.
game. Alright, now he's in. But it won't even matter. See? Goes back to the same side. This is like textbook zoning.
betray it. Yeah, this is like all 3 rounds he's had a full bar of time and hasn't activated.
All them jabs. Oh no.
Alright.
We're gonna activate time now. Give me something saucy, dude.
Come on, man. You're
now
making
you
our
can.
fights look bad, Nasty.
Sigma combos look so fucking... I can't tell. Sometimes Sigma combos just drop, but they just look like every other Sigma combo. I've never played him like longer than about a few minutes. So I don't know what his actual combo routes are supposed to... I can't tell the thing that makes it work or not work.
Justice can't fight alone. Justice goes
There's
out.
no blocking.
3-0 to Knives. That was... I did not expect that. At all.
If you have a good enough idea, you can make a lot of money. Dive kick was a great idea.
I think, man, I don't know.
Resonated with everyone.
Ask him on his off time about like what is his benefits of actually using time stone because in that situation it's like
Nothing. No,
I can't even like theory fight like what could have been done there with especially with that team.
But anyways, just want to thank you guys for tuning in here to NorCal Regionals 2018. Also thank Team Spooky for
Fuck these two, I don't care about them.
helping us. Yeah, it's
Got
G. Busy.
It was like
Drawn?
ult turn,
It's that punk.
What, it's that assassin archer type that you like?
I guess.
Super Meat Boy also has great level design.
Enjoying shooting guns.
And I would also say it has perfect platforming mechanics.
G versus Equifox Punk.
I'd say there's a decent amount of effort that went into Super Meat Boy.
You would think this would be a grand finals match, actually.
Alright. Like you said earlier, death bracket, pools, yada yada.
Alright, here we go. Punk. Getting the
I've got a brainchild
falling loop.
that I want to make a whole bunch of games about someday. I want it to be the thing I do.
See, what I'm always looking for, out of like,
And I would have a whole bunch of different genres of game,
they're gonna put them
I think. But they would all be retro style.
that, all that
I would do games that are easy to make.
combo is
It's easy to make a JRPG.
it's not useful, man.
You don't actually need, like, it's all, you know,
Play again, and now you're losing.
it's all text. You just need a few sprites.
Dante must.
I would have a really interesting battle system where I would try to. Standard JRPG battle system wouldn't work for me. Or I could, but I would be like a parody of a standard JRPG battle system. And I don't mean like Undertale. I don't know why the fuck people always say Undertale. Like it's got a fucking JRPG battle system. I will give that Undertale's a deconstruction of an RPG to some degree. But Jesus Christ, the battle system is like its own thing. With no comparison.
Sick combo right here from Chris, the classic. This is his combo right here. He was the first. He was the first one I've seen with this combo. Oh wow, you got the extension. And
Sister.
where is she? There she is.
Oh my god, get body though.
Paper Mario system is like almost like a deconstruction. And it is great.
See him? He just skidded across the screen.
It's still looking
Mario and Luigi's a bit more traditional, although it is also great.
oh, it's too high. Look at Punk shrugging and Chris G heckle laughing.
Punk was winning a majority of the game at
He
the
was
beginning.
coming back, but that fireball stopped him.
It was after.
The sister fireball.
I would maybe do something Final Fantasy IV-ish, where each character has like an entirely different series of mechanics.
See, Chris is always whenever I
Final Fantasy VI, I guess, does that.
having a good time.
Having fun.
Yeah, he's always having fun. He's always laughing. That's what should be all about.
Every character is built under a completely different premise.
The game they love.
Super armor.
Trying to fight.
I would also probably have a small team, like only a team of 3, and maybe like, you know,
Oh, he's still there.
6 or 9 characters. And I would try to make it so using different combinations of characters would have different types of synergy, or something like that.
That was a good air there. Confirm right there.
Right. Echo Fox Punk. What's gonna happen? Putting Chris G in the corner.
Yeah, I would have cast iron classes,
No, you didn't.
for sure.
Mix up and you're gonna get hit out.
It works in universe.
Still invincible in this game?
Yeah, yes it is. And Dante can't full cancel that.
Oh,
That
super armor.
What could he have done? Once you tag, you can't get thrown anymore.
See, did you get the happy birthday? No, you
And throwing someone is the easiest way to knock them out of armor.
hit Ultron.
Super armor. Yeah, get out of
What do you actually do to get someone out of super armor if they're like the assist character?
Okay, put him in the box.
That's unlimited super armor. I think they just remade Mario and Luigi 1.
Oh, blocks.
Or maybe they're currently remaking it.
Yeah.
Let's use the super. Knows he can't confirm to a good combo in the box there. Just push him to wood. Uh-oh. Block the fireball first. Yeah, nice. Dante would have gotten hit and stopped his gun barrage.
Oh, no confirm right there. I guess the counterattack messed him up.
Alright. Punk's really gonna do some work here. Oh, puts him in the box.
This is a terrible place to have the box up. He got out of the corner.
Chris G there, he dashed to the other side so that he get caught the block stun jab,
Oh, the
the lockdown.
yeah, the lockdown infinite. Ultron, he may live with the pixel. We'll see. Scaling. Wow, yeah, just barely with a pixel right there.
That's kind of weird. They remade 1, now they're remaking 3.
Don't hit him. Oh, he's
Leave
still
my buddy
vulnerable. He's still
alone.
vulnerable. Yeah. There you go. This could be a dead Morgan.
Here we go.
This could still go either way.
Punk has a good chance to take this game.
Right,
Look
I want to see some. Oh, blocks combos. You're in here with me.
Okay.
I would have done the gun super.
Retry though.
Waste some time.
Oh,
Nice cross up.
come on.
Okay.
Man.
Oh my god.
It's too much.
Gets hit over the command dash cross up, and what looked like such a good
He has
game.
box
for
though.
Punk.
Put him in the box. Put him in the box.
Put the
There you
box
go.
in the box.
Oh, reflect.
They made a new Breath of Fire. It's a Japanese mobile game.
Chris is so good at that. He is so.
It's called Breath of Fire 6.
very much aware.
Strong offense.
Yes, that is a real game.
Needs to open him up before the box is
Oh
gone.
no! He overextended and he's gonna die for it. As Chris goes up too.
Chris G is laughing at him.
He's like, why did you kill me, man?
This thing got shrunk.
Hanzo passes by.
This guy. What a.
He has a little smirk. He's shaking his head. He's like, why'd you kill him, man?
That's like what I said when I found out that Breath of Fire 6 was a real game. And that it was a Japanese mobile exclusive.
Alright.
There's also a Final Fantasy Tactics sequel that's a Japanese mobile exclusive. It's called Final Fantasy Tactics S.
Just put me out of my misery.
If you want another series that's really great, they got condemned to Japanese mobile.
Alright, here we go. Potential 3-0 for Chris. Another
I think there have been 2 Final Fantasy VII Universe games that are mobile.
Set up here. Oh, command grab.
That was a long
Sucker
embrace.
punch. Whoa.
With punish.
Is Ultron dead?
Alright. Montana with the Taiko drum lockdown. Yeah, she's doing it, man.
Damn, he did heck of damage to Dante. What the heck? He wasn't fresh and he came in like already dead.
Oh my god. And mind you,
double
Chris is working on a perfect.
Is Theater Rhythm a gacha?
through him.
Or what? What the hell's going on with Theater Rhythm?
Just a sister fireball get.
I've never played one.
Are we gonna end on a perfect? No, we're not gonna end on a perfect.
I don't know, man. This could be a perfect.
Possibly end on a perfect.
Oh no. Super. He doesn't have it. Now he does.
No!
Do something! Do something!
Alright. Time for a comeback. That was a well-timed super.
It's okay. Yeah. Oh!
There's so much content in Theater Rhythm.
Oh!
Yeah. A real man would have chained into the throw.
He did it like her.
MGS3 just got a remake on 3DS. Just go play that.
Sad 3-0 from because
Let's see some hot
Oh, it's over.
web.
I haven't watched this yet.
Alright, here we go. First game.
That's centered, right?
And this is
Looks centered to me.
Yes. Winner side of top 8.
we'll get you guys the bracket after this match, but let's see what happens. I'm not too sure if they've been playing recently.
Yeah, I know how consistently they play each other because I don't know how often.
Damn, that Pepe looks pretty funny.
Fights, but I always see Super Noon.
Oh yeah, he's always winning.
Is that, Eris? No. Doesn't Eris have a... He just has the fucking
On the tag.
Feels Beard Man or whatever.
Have a blue vote.
Right.
We go for setups. Oh,
That's what I was thinking of.
He's gonna pay for it right here. Obviously, he's not gonna kill him. He's gonna get a good setup.
build up that meter. He's almost out of full space already.
It was bog standard. The 2 players who I thought were the best players in attendance made top 2, so I have no opinion.
Counter tag.
We had 6 characters in top 8, which I feel like is okay.
This is okay.
And a super tag. Why not? We're almost out of full space.
Manada's a good character for Justin.
May have a full space by the time this combo ends. I don't know how.
He has it right now.
Put him in the box. Oh, that setup. What do you do? All right. More setups. Nice.
Oh,
Get your
yeah,
homie
right.
back to life.
Wake
Look
up.
at all those emotes. I gotta fix that Jotaro one to be something that's not Jotaro. Need something more relevant to me.
He's still on the
I don't choke enough to have the bath choke be a good emote.
health deficit compared to Super Noon right now.
It is a good emote visually.
Some supers. Oh, they both get caught in the trap.
Disgusting.
Every time Cloud wants to start something.
Rocket Raccoon is the most disgusting character.
Yes, he's looking pretty free right now.
Rocket Raccoon is just one of those characters that
This is over. What do you do?
that doesn't even matter.
Did a DBZ level 3.
Cloud can't do anything as long as Super Moon has one bar.
It's true, dude. I only choke a little bit.
Cloud doing what he can to build some soul stone down there.
It's not gonna get no
Yeah,
way.
this is just looking. He's just downloading information right now to
Might just chip him out. There it is. Chip out. First game going to Super Moon. Pretty clean match, but it just feels like that. Super Moon definitely, like you said, they play with each other.
I need an emote that people would actually want to use for a situation.
My personal opinion, I think Cloud likes to be a bit cheeky, and Super Moon is not gonna let that stuff happen.
I'm starting to get pretty tired. And yet I can't go to sleep for the next 6 hours.
There we go. Game 2.
oh. You got confirms from that? Oh no, we dropped it. Alright.
I would like pay 40 bucks for the ability to sleep 4 hours before going to work.
Not trying to play the neutral off the bat.
I would pay $10 an hour to sleep
I didn't know there was new creative space behind it. It could have
just to go to work not tired.
Oh, that's unfortunate. He had the hit, but he landed to the trap. And now Raccoon doing some work. He'll take you all the way back to the corner.
jump floor.
Jetta throws stuff at you. And block this. Oh, invincible. Oh, what?
No, we got nerfed.
Oh, it got nerfed?
Well, hey, we got quote unquote nerfed. At least it started.
Well, it's still a really good move.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even think this will kill, will it? It probably will.
It's just a matter of how long
A 0 anyway.
hold on to that hit
The soul stone. Okay, brings it back in right away.
I could just take some fucking meme emote and just make it my meme emote.
Was close to getting
I could do the fucking brainlet swallowing the crayons.
Jenna and Rock Raccoon in general are just so good at just stopping momentum. They can just throw stuff out there, can't advance.
I would sub to that channel, the head brainlet swallowing crayons.
You don't have to worry about your buddy trying to attack you.
what? Okay. Dang, this is the wow! Reverse shocked right into the raccoon trap. Oh, this is what. Yeah. Oh, wow! He didn't commit, even though we opened him up.
You didn't believe it, but it won't even matter.
Oh, like that specific one?
His item hit a storm. Super Noons is very healthy.
Good lord.
Crazy Sugemu things do we have? Oh, you lost the offense, but
I mean, if he can get a couple hits with the Soul Surge, he can.
good luck.
Good luck.
Well, let's see. I mean, shoot, Super Noon's even at a full space too, so at his own will, he could put him in the box.
Probably won't just balls out your
Yeah, see,
in the box.
put him in the box. Box of shame. They're just throwing all this crap. Holy, stick over there.
Fine, he can just wait for his turn. Kyle's gonna spend all his resources.
Oh
and
no.
then there it is.
Helpless. These never ever work now. Just better be safe for work. Oh, that one's good. That's a good one. Yes, this game is dead. After it didn't show up to Evo, everyone thought it wasn't worth putting time into. And also, Capcom is not going very hard to support it. Possibly also because it didn't show up to Evo.
Going in.
It's kind of self-causing.
And
Capcom wasn't looking too good with the support, so they didn't want it Evo. And
I don't know if you can have a better.
it's not an Evo, so Capcom's not looking too good for the support.
He seems to be going in a lot. Oh man, he had a well. Okay, never mind. Quick me out. There's a Dante doing stuff. The Dante that we know and love.
First real conversion setup from Cloud right here.
I do think Mr. Wizard played a not small part in it, though, to this game dying. Capcom made a meeting talking about this game at Evo or something when it hadn't yet been confirmed for Evo.
No converts.
And Mr. Wizard took fat offense to that and then looked for some reasons to not feature it at Evo.
This is already looking much better for Cloud.
And then included maybe some games that
Better on his screen.
maybe wouldn't have done as well as Marble at Evo in place of Evo. I mean, I guess they could have just 10 games
Go far. If he can, he should kill. I know
on
he
main
doesn't
stage.
have much help. Super Noon does not have. Oh no.
But they said it. Their two justifications were it didn't have enough viewership, and games couldn't make it by Legacy alone.
Oh, runs into the wheel.
But it gets more viewership than Injustice 2, and BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle is in fact making it by
Oh shoot.
name alone, Legacy alone.
I was gonna say he needs to kill Super Noon's raccoon before he builds that
So yeah,
option to tag out, but
I keep on saying Injustice is one of the games that did better than, like, viewership wise, and that's true. But you know, Injustice isn't even a low viewership game. It would be like the 4th highest at Evo, I think, or like the 5th highest maybe.
we got a dirty setup into death. Oh, pop box? Pop box? Yeah, there you go. Keep that soul stone from creating your friend's life back. Oh, that worked? Okay. Cool. Cloud gets to breathe a little bit.
Yeah, this game was made with pennies.
Oh my jeez. Oh no.
Linton String. No, this is not live. This is from NCR. You can tell by the little logo at the bottom.
Random super tag. Oh shoot. Can he kill Raccoon? He's dead. And he calls back his homie. Alright, this is looking really good for Cloud, but
Super Noon still has box activation.
yeah, he gained a box since Raccoon died. Wow, that looked like he did a jam session assist from all of you. That was kind of confusing. Alright. We're gonna have a chance to breathe and call out box.
thing about
The balls?
NetherRealm games is that they've managed to create a tournament scene without sacrificing the casual scene at all. Like, the casual scene has basically not suffered
He's just building
from
up.
the addition of the tournament level gameplay. If anything, it's gotten better.
Trying to pull him into the wheel.
5 seconds left, but make decision very,
Capcom games regularly sacrifice everything to have a better tournament scene.
Cloud is still super healthy.
They don't care about, like, the story mode or, like, you know, shit like that.
Oh, nice catch.
Quality of life features.
Anti-air. Gets
They
the
care about
ball.
quality of life features that affect training and tournament. They don't care about single player content for shit.
Oh, my jeez, he's just running towards him. Nice grab. Still lives though. Oh, that's it. Cloud's on the board. You're not sunning anybody yet.
I don't think this game truly could have been great. I feel like its roster holds it back. And the roster never could have been good. The roster could yet be good if Disney actually allows some Fox characters.
Just running through like
Since Disney has Fox now or whatever.
oh, I'm surprised he didn't get in the corner. Whatever it is. Oh, nice. I like how he used the down H to cover himself.
version. Oh, he did. Block
Ooh.
right there. Yeah, Sugunu is just super content and just staying full screen.
Yeah, his wheels are being placed in good spots there. But it's again move.
Diesel.
Oh,
If this game had like Wolverine and Storm and like Cyclops, I think we would be approaching truly great territory. Colossus, Iceman.
Runaway game. Force the Superman to pop
Hell, they could have some new X-Men. There have been developments in X-Men.
and super
They could have that Japanese guy,
got out.
Sunflare.
Oh, lollipops. Put out the lollipops. Oh, opens them up. Alright, Super Noon on the ropes here. Nowhere near 2 bars.
Shadowcat would be cool. Even in the comics, they acknowledge that she's not super combat oriented,
Oh, never mind. So he went
but they could do some stuff.
to launch them. He was gonna set forward, but meter smash
I wouldn't mind Rogue back.
way out.
I like Rogue. They could do some Shinnok stuff,
Lollipop.
where she steals a special move. Kirby.
Careful. Spinning down.
Does that have a name? Does that name have a? Does that name have a name?
What, Dante's down H? Or Jettas?
Jettas.
I don't know. Oh no, this is a dead Dante, but we do have Soulstone on deck. Super New can't cancel it out with his face.
X-Men would go so far, so fast.
Time to call.
Just be a wonderful thing
Yes, he did.
to have a bunch of X-Men.
Puts out a trap. This is still pretty
The
even.
Juggernaut, dude. Imagine this game with the Juggernaut.
Now it's super.
I want him to take up the whole screen.
He has box activation. Closing at 2 bars
Jettas.
with 2 traps.
Jettas got a lot of stuff to heal back there too. He has a lot of.
Yeah, this game only, for its roster, is smaller than previous Marvel games. And it only had like 5 newcomers, right? I think.
You're in a box. Jettas wheels. Is this gonna connect?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Way
Get out of there. Oh Dante, nice.
Finish.
Alright, easy kill. Yep.
Yeah, that punish won't come back to bite him.
Space Stone.
5 is really not that many. I was rewatching, I rewatched Civil War the other day.
Trap on. Watch your feet.
No, not Civil War. Yeah, Civil War. Rewatched Civil War the other day. And I was looking at all the characters, and I was looking at Black Panther, and I was like, you know, it's kind of cool. Kind of cool being able to play as Black Panther.
What seemed like we were kind of making fun of Cloud. Cloud comes back.
I'd like a little more interaction between characters.
Hey, where'd that hat come from?
Remember characters talking to each other at the start of Marvel 3? Love that shit.
Alright.
I wonder if they added Storm, if they'd make a super, like, you know, the Winter Soldier and Cap super, like the shared super. I wonder if they do that with Storm and Black Panther.
Clips Raccoon.
Oh, they are in this game? Shit. Never mind, take it back.
Bleeding heavily. You can't really afford to bring him back in. Just gotta let him. Just gotta let him chill for a little bit.
Oh, jam sesh. Oh, he's trying to kill Raccoon. Gets out.
Alright, let me think. I wouldn't mind some, like, supers, like the two-part supers. The two-character supers. I wouldn't mind some cross-universe
That's right now. I can't
two-character supers.
We're just playing so late right now. Finally, Cloud opens him up. Gets the
Oh, he's going
double
for damage.
volcano.
Yeah, oh no. He drops the combo. He's going for the maximum.
How
damage.
cool would it be if it was like, you know... Let me think. Sigma and Ultron having a shared super.
Did you catch him? Oh, trying to hit him with the box dash H. Hopefully hit him out.
No tagging for you. This could be a dead zero. Space Stone's almost done. You can tag out.
Yeah, at this point, Cloud could afford to play a good stone. Yes. Dante is full health.
Super. Yeah, very healthy Dante on deck. The Zero has a lot of health to heal up.
Super Noon was the one, but this time.
Oh, how much? He's dead. Oh, we still got Soul Stone.
Yeah, it's fine. It's all
The genuine thing that I want in this game is more Darkstalkers.
Super Noon, the offensive.
Give me an ass ton of Darkstalkers.
he just Cloud can afford to grind on. He still has the lightning from Marvel summons left. It's not even close to having locked the box.
I think I wanted Nemesis over Wesker. Nemesis never had a chance. Nemesis could be a really cool character if he was well designed, and I think he was a lot better in this game than he was in Marvel 3. And he is a really cool character.
Bring back your homies.
He's kind of really different from every other game, every other character in the game.
Level 3. Does that work? No. Get off me. See, look. Now he lost all that health. Like, I think he stalled too much. And Super Noon just built up that.
Morgan's here.
Oh,
When's Solar Racer?
I don't know what happened.
I've asked that before, but Solar Racer is one of my favorite
He
animations.
was looking very much in Cloud's favor. Now he's on the ropes. Oh, he does have another Soul Stone on deck, though.
It's gonna be his last one, and more than likely he does kill him.
Oh, all bounce.
It's fine.
Oh, he
It's fine.
drops a
Dropped.
combo.
Hager has a gameplay fan base. Visually, pretty much no one cares about Hager from what I can tell.
Oh, my G jam
But
session.
people love playing Hager.
Give it a zero. We got this confirmed.
Make the best out of this one here. 22nd, 23 Marvel seconds. Level 3. There it is. Oh, never mind.
This'll kill.
He's gonna call zero, do some stuff. Super? Is this gonna kill?
Pretty sure.
Should kill. Super Noon with the full space on deck. Is he gonna call it?
Gently press button. Oh,
Rocket actually has a big advantage right now.
Back in, he's gonna have to hold that.
no. He has to survive for the next.
But if this storm ends...
Oh,
Nope, never mind.
that's it. Oh, he's
What a drop! Oh my god, if this storm ends, he can get activated.
here. Oh, super round for that. Okay.
A blind character in a fighting game? Disgusting.
Nova confirms. Go Harkett.
See, it's not as elegant. It's just
He's not as
it's
elegant.
like in a rush or something. It's like, come on.
I'm just kidding.
He's in a rush.
Kenchi's actually my favorite Mortal Kombat character.
Oh, whip.
I just fucking love the X-Men, to be honest.
Like, this round's been all been takeoff so far.
I just want Magneto.
Oh man, there we go.
Miles Edgeworth.
And then he gets his elegant combo.
I had a hard enough time thinking of enough moves for Phoenix.
Oh, it drops it.
Miles got like half the games to pull from.
There's a distance play for both players. Oh,
Try to cross the middle with the space.
Yo, where's Shuma? I like Shuma. Bring Shuma back.
Oh, whoa, it is the setup. Oh, it drops it though. Overhead.
Hit it with the
Watch
space
your
jab.
dome. Elegant combo. Into Alright. Oh, Reading Rainbow didn't kill. Oh, Marchie. We get happy boo boo. It's unfortunate, even though he has 2 bars, he can't do
Wait,
the.
he has a happy birthday in both characters.
Yeah. So he can't use 2 bars to tag out. Oh my god. Whip that whip.
This is how you kill.
Oh no, he has to do the level 3.
You could do more with Maya than you could do with Dahlia.
Nova still come in, but all he has is his space though.
Literally no one would know who the fuck Dahlia was. Maya would have some acknowledgement, but she would still be worse than, I don't know, Edgeworth.
First round goes to
Or Apollo Justice, maybe.
hurry up and show me your thumbs up.
I totally forgot about
There's
that.
very much thumbs up in this game.
So when you're going through the motions, you don't really pay attention to something like that.
Alright, you jump right into it.
Yeah, gameplay-wise, Scroll was good.
Switch for a second. Okay. I don't know how fast you have to react to that, but that was
I would buy Capcom versus Mortal Kombat so fucking fast. I would buy SNK versus Capcom so fucking fast. Capcom versus SNK.
oh, I think that was a messed up try jump.
She was the main villain of the 3rd game. She had no relevance in 1 and 2.
Oh, it doesn't knock down. Whoa, what the jibber jabber?
She's arguably not even the main villain of 3.
What is happening?
Or I don't know, it depends. She's like the most evil character, maybe. But Godo spends more time antagonizing you.
Yeah, I would have used all my bar to kill him because Taekwondo didn't have any 2 bars to hard.
Also, people know who Phoenix is, even if they didn't actually play a Phoenix Wright game. But literally no one knows who Dahlia is. And however she chooses to attack could actually have gameplay spoilers.
Oh,
Unless they just baby Bonnie hood her.
damage. Look at all
Which is what they would probably do. A
damage.
character who looks cute and then has like super violent attacks.
Oh, chesticles. Oh, flips out. They have 2 power stone hits, that's right. Right.
She is only in 2 cases of the 3rd game.
Very nice.
Oh, you know what? She's in 3 cases of the 1st game, 3rd game, isn't she? She's in the one where Mia defends Phoenix.
Because you whip.
She's in the one where Mia defends that fucking convict.
Both of
And
these
she's in the
Nova
last one.
are super bleeding. Oh, this could be a dead Nova. It is a dead
That's some
Nova.
good attendance.
Alright, Ninja, now what do you got? Put him in the box? No, you get whipped. Alright, elegant combo. Oh no. That doesn't matter. None of this matters. Flickerer's whip. Oh, he lives. But it's looking very unlikely. Next round, please.
Scrooge McDuck. That's the question I wanted to hear. I want them to put Bugs Bunny in a Mortal Kombat game, and I want them to put Mickey Mouse in a Marvel vs. game.
Oh,
That's what I want. I want Bugs Bunny and Mickey Mouse in my fighting games.
oh, power stone.
My alarm's gone. I don't have to leave yet.
Alright, Ninja now needs to make some adjustments. I mean, in the beginning of that round, he actually had a really good momentum going on.
I think it's a matter of he could fight Nova versus
You know, the downfall in that round was all when he whipped that level 3.
Yep.
I wouldn't mind Sora here.
Not too sure.
Sora would just be Kid Dante. Sora's already Kid Dante.
Doctor Strange
And Spencer.
and Android 16. What are we thinking about, son? Drinking more agua. Stay hydrated.
You guys have some wild ideas.
Okay.
Just taking some time.
Goes back to the homies.
Might change Stone. Time. I mean, he can potentially
Dude,
use
imagine this game if you could pick a team of Ray, Mickey.
just making me look somewhat smart there for a second. Just sticks with what he knows. Just take your time.
And now we're playing everybody's favorite training stage. He's done that like every round.
I think Takeo tried to go
Disney versus Capcom.
this time
That'd be some titties.
pay for it.
Disney Princess Fighter could finally be a real thing.
That was saucy.
He attempted that in the first game.
Everybody's in there.
I could finally get full screen and spam Pocahontas Colors of the Wind.
Finally hits. And let out like he has a good light. Just take one to pop the
Holy jeez. Oh, I thought for a second there, I thought we were seeing perfect. Well, he still can. I want to see it. And he whips out the whip. No, whatever.
Never landed.
Oh,
Oh, he hit. No, I didn't see that. But version
Ghost Fire comes.
If there was a fighting game that was all Disney princesses, I would play it so fucking fast.
No. Take off that whip is back.
I'd made Mulan.
Alright, knocks him down. What do we got? Setups. Power Stone.
Mulan would definitely be a stance character.
Oh,
She'd be a swap. She'd be like Gen.
there we go. Put him in the box.
You get the Mulan, you get the Poe.
What's up? Teleport everywhere. Level 3.
like that. Put him in the box. Finally put himself top
Aqua.
2 blue.
Taekwondo still hasn't moved.
Yeah, Mushu assist.
Thumbs up for both players. Ready to go. All of that snowball effect came from the first hit. First mispunished attack.
Let's see. Opening gambit.
Do we have any furry princesses? They could take, what's her face? Maid Mariam.
Playing infinite. Like you could tag out your partner. Oh, nice overhead. Spit on a flat. Alright, elegant combo. And drops it.
That's princess
Pressure
enough.
going on in the corner. Clips his legs.
You know what? All of this is stemmed off of the.
Is this dead? Oh, drops it though. Get him out. Get out, doctor. Get out of here.
Rapunzel could be Dawson, hell yeah.
Oh man, that's unfortunate. Takeoff still healthy. Oh, what? Oh, nice cancel. Just to get into the
Big punish.
Okay.
Hit him like
What's
another
going
2
on?
times.
You can have still in the box though. Oh. Let's grab. We got
Ladies royalty.
Oh no.
Box,
The lady's just the name for a female lord, right? Traditionally.
Oh, can't confirm off that hit.
he expected that to cross up right there. It's okay. There's a good match before.
Lady can be a Disney princess in my book.
Players right now. Oh no.
Seems like Takeo is winning whenever
How about Kuzco?
Japanese game.
Kuzco could be a Disney princess.
Just change almost.
Oh, drops it. I don't know how.
Nova can't really do much about it.
Okay, this could be it.
Let's go straight in. Nothing.
Undroppable combo.
That Takeo eliminates
Kevin Beast. Alright, is this
Alright,
live?
here we
We're
go.
live. Okay.
Oh, is
Oh,
this?
I want to see some Winter Soldier. Yes. We got Monster Hunter.
I've never seen this team do this.
Oh, Sigma doing work. I love this character, dude.
Chris, one of the probably
Jasmine would have the tiger.
nice land. I know we were talking about like previously in the weekend how we didn't really think of Mount as kind of like a tiger's character because he's more of like an in-your-face
Yeah.
playstyle in
Sigma
three.
doing it work. Holy jeez. Oh, that shoulder bash armor.
Yeah, maybe Yaga too.
Oh my
She might have the whole host. She might have like every animal plus the carpet.
Power up.
Alright, build up, build up. Setups. Oh my gosh, Winter Soldier needs to do some work.
Out.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Alright,
But
Monster
Lisa
Hunter
was still
first.
active right there. Didn't get it. Now gets opened up.
Jumping bullets. Nice, yeah. Christian needs to hold onto the momentum, get all that damage that
God, I want this so badly.
that Sigma did. Oh!
Overhead.
Watch it go. Punchies and bunchies.
It's a quite fail.
Oh my God, why you say that? No, I've got to draw it. I'm gonna draw that tonight.
Half of it. Oh my.
Gotta draw Aladdin and the genie.
That was a nice reaction right now, dude. That he saw the super armor get in there. Tags him out and burn.
The only ways to beast
Like
armor is super armor.
Shoot this man.
Jorno and Gold Experience.
Alright, Monster Hunter. Okay.
I like how you give him a little kick in the super there.
Hey,
Like-
get
like
up.
a-
I need
just
to do
like-
more stuff to you. Alright, the full screen game.
Come down. Double overhead.
How do you block?
How would aerial work?
Alright, Chris G turned it around just like that. But, got the big boy Sigma in here. Reality Stone. Activate.
No, I was kind of saying that Sigma doesn't fit in eyes, but I guess Sigma is the closest thing to Sentinel.
Okay. A Sentinel instead of a raw S, we got shoulder bash.
Yeah, so
I guess it could be legs aerial.
Yeah, his mix-ups aren't too
8 legs, 7 Vagianas.
aren't too fast though.
Maybe more?
He does have a command.
Imagine.
Let's open up Fireball.
this is what he wants. He just wants to
Vaginias.
full screen and you're gonna play his game. And then potion simulator, you're going to one of his base moves.
Yeah,
Or you
Chris
just
G
get
can stay
stuff.
full screen. Sigma. Oh,
Say it tried to speak his matter.
The guy who made that comic was Neil Cicierega. He's the guy who did
momentum shift could go in.
he's Lemon Demon.
Eyes had like
He's the guy who did Brody Quest. He's the guy who did Bustin'. He's the guy who did Potter Puppet Pals.
20 seconds and then
He's the guy who did Lemon Demon. Did I say that one?
Up, then straight back in.
He's the guy who did Mouth Sounds. Imagine having a portfolio like that shit. He made everything.
get that Sigma big boy damage in the corner.
Look a lot better than that.
The Ultimate Showdown was a Lemon Demon song.
See, this is what happened last round.
The best one.
Setups. Oh no, Sigma can do all of that. Oh no, he got out. Oh, nice confirm. Bring it back to the corner, stay there. Counter tag.
Dude, if this game was like realistic to character lore, I'm pretty sure Dormammu could like erase Black Widow from existence.
There you go. Is he still alive? Nice, put him in the space stone. So he could stop tagging.
Can't save him. Might hit him out of it.
Ball will protect me. Nice blocks by Chris. Ooh, roll out of there. Alright. Gives Winter Soldier a chance to heal up. Sigma coming in.
Space.
Oh, the armor.
How about the mashup between
There is a lot.
What's it? That one, Enya. Sail away, sail away, sail
Does
away.
Enya have armor?
That and smooth.
He has a metal arm.
Yeah,
Metal arm
metal
goes in his
armor.
hands.
That's some
He has
shit.
a little bit of armor.
That's some good shit.
I forget what they call it.
Oh, the down sweep.
Amaterasu isn't even here.
Damage.
Is it gonna be set up? Okay. Set up. Oh, super armor.
She's the only one who even has a tiny, tiny chance against Dormammu. Although I guess it depends on which Dante you get.
Right now. Still eating it.
Dante's killed some pretty weird shit in his time.
Alright. Nice block by Chris.
And it feels like Chris has been at this. Okay.
Oh.
I was just changing.
Oh no. Okay. Oh, pushes. Okay.
Yeah, I was about to say that because Chris was fighting at the deficit for such quite a long time, and he almost killed Knives' his Dormammu, but gets Dagger at the end.
That
Chris
was
talks
nice.
More like anyone who could stop and loop time can stalemate.
every time I see Chris play this game, he always has a big smile on his face. It's not the serious.
Morgan could maybe do it.
Well, he's playing some fun characters right now. I don't know how to choose. Monster Hunter and Winter Soldier. I think I kind of want to rock this team now.
He's playing Monster Hunter, but have you really played Monster Hunter? That's the question.
Mega Man X and Zero would have a ridiculously high fighting power level compared to all the human characters. They can't feel pain, they're like masters of all forms of fucking combat.
Oh, gets opened up.
They're like made of metal.
No, that was a mix-up.
They're like incredibly powerful.
Shoulder bash.
Like most of the characters, and Sigma as well, most of the characters would just die instantly against Mega Man. Don't forget that those robots already fucked up the human race. And X and Zero are particularly powerful ones.
Matchup that Chris wants because whenever, never mind. We'll say whenever Dormammu spelled attack, he got some bullets. Sigma there to stop all that shenanigans.
Hilarious? Hilarious?
Gets the bombs. I'm gonna be
I
done.
don't remember his little fucking dialogue before I don't know what I'm fighting for.
And then even Mixamo just gets tagged there in the super.
He has like a little...
That dead?
He has a bunch of awkwardly delivered lines right before that.
I think this might be the end.
Okay, yeah. It's gonna be harder for Sigma to get in rather than Dormammu.
Ryu will never make it because of his name.
Luigi's. Oh, command grab gets through.
I bet
Nice
I bet
counter.
Ashura could fuck up Dormammu. Just needs the right motivation.
Could have gotten out Winter Soldier. There would have been like a more even match because Winter Soldier could distance him all day. Oh, the armor.
Reality Storm didn't really count the knives now. Knives himself almost resources, or at least got the most important resource.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think he needs Dormammu on this. All that momentum came from Dormammu sitting up and
You did not just say millenniums.
getting in for shoulder bashes. Oh, bullets. Oh, gets clipped trying to do a normal on the way down. And that's Superman. That's like a full screen. It's gonna.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Jetta's a god.
He wants his Aqua. Just let him leave it. He was. I guess it's like a super armor loop into tag. Building up some space.
No real setup, all right there, just build resources. This was a very pestering matchup for Knives.
Isn't he the vampire savior? Oh shit.
He wanted Dormammu to take
I have never ever thought that that name could ever mean anything. It was always just gibberish to my ears.
Oh my god.
I don't know who the Vampire Savior is.
During that time on the Space Stone.
Maybe it's Jeddah. Maybe it's Morgan. Maybe it's no one.
Dude, that's for some
Maybe they just picked two cool sounding words. God damn that alarm is so loud. Yeah, is Mario the Smash Bro? I think he is, to be honest. I think him and Luigi.
Oh, nice.
I think they're all the Smash Bros.
Gives Dormammu some time to heal up, and he comes back in and whiffs. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. Dang, that was unfortunate. And Sigma's back in.
I'll go with Ryu being the Street Fighter, perhaps.
Winter Soldier getting clipped.
Don't know about Gene being
Nice, nice.
X's A Maverick Hunter.
Mark him dead. Oh, you're in the box. Oh, shoot, and it's Dormammu in the box. Yeah, he gets clipped, and it's just going to leave it down to Sigma.
What's that line? All this something is making me want to smash a bro. The one from the Casey Green comic. Quit getting mad at video games.
If Sigma was the one getting the damage, would be like, nah, whatever. What?
Alright, you have 10 seconds to think of a Japanese video game with a title that makes sense.
Dead? Oh, Winter Soldier lives! That is unfortunate.
Ah yes, Mario Tennis. It's Mario, he's playing tennis.
Still
Genius.
option to tag. Oh, kill him! Oh, jeez. Oh, you're in the box. Oh, no, watch me.
Street Fighter is, it's not accurate, but it makes sense. There are some fights on streets anyway. I wouldn't call any of the characters Street Fighters, really. Maybe a couple of them are. Cody is. Most of them are professionals. Star Fox, not really. It takes place in space, but there's no attention on any stars.
People are making him work.
He might as well be called Planet Fox, equally accurate.
He is
Maybe more accurate since he spends time on planets.
okay. Raccoon coming in, setting up traps. Oh, try to full screen Excalibur.
Any character from Final Fight is a Street Fighter. Dynamite Heady, shut up. I don't know what's going on with that name. He's got a dynamite head. GG. If it was really Final Fight, then why is there Final Fight 2?
A little damage here and there. Okay. Yeah, right now, Maddox not doing his job getting in, and he just dies. Oh. Ooh, what happened to Strider's life?
Sonic the Hedgehog, that's a good name. That's a good... Given that Sonic is in fact the Hedgehog, which is a bit questionable, Sonic the Hedgehog is a literal perfect name for a video game. 100% accurate.
Alright, slow that down. Oh. Yeah, oh, Heavy Boo Boo. Did at least kill Rocket? Oh no.
Mario the Plumber sounds like it sounds like a Mario version of Shadow the Hedgehog. Let's make a Mario game where Mario goes around shooting people. Call it Mario the Plumber. Pocket Monsters is moderately accurate. If that was the actual name of the game, I'll give you that. Oh, Jeddah really is the Vampire Savior.
Think about a little bit. Oh, okay. Oh no, gets clipped.
He tried to slide in right there, but Punisher.
There's poison. Where did his health go? Matic needs to get Strider out of there. Oh, don't let him die.
He can't get out.
He can't get out. Okay, how's the doggies? Animal
Rival
Kingdom.
Schools is accurate. Legend of Zelda is occasionally accurate. Sometimes it is, usually it isn't.
Alright, Oh man. Oh, he saw that the trap was out there. So
I
he
gotta
went
go in
straight
like
for his
15,
combo.
20 minutes. The castle is actually called Castlevania, so I'll give Castlevania.
It's too offensive.
Dead Strider Rooney. When's he gonna be able to call the Soul Stone?
That's a nice little cross under.
Get scooped.
I think pretty much every Castlevania takes place in a castle eventually.
All right, there's the homies.
A lot of them have some places that aren't in castles for most of the game.
Activate to see where the potential.
Pikmin is accurate. Marvel vs. Capcom is accurate.
Oh,
There's only like one castle in all of OOE.
pulls him into it. All right, give Ultron a little time to breathe. Watch out for the trap.
Fortunately, inside of it, but
Or two, maybe.
back in neutral again. Full distance. You have the trap out. Ship out? No.
Oh, the full screen game is rough for Manic right now. Oh, put in the space box.
Seaman is like very inaccurate,
Yeah, okay.
but I don't know if there could be an accurate title for that game.
Manic's still not out of the full Soul Stone. Almost there. Can he
I've never liked Hawkeye Space,
gotta resurrect the homies?
but Rocket Hawkeye is good,
Dead.
and Rocket Space is good.
Letting any little damage.
Hawkeye's in this really weird position because he's got it backwards. Almost everyone doesn't care that much about Space Surge but loves Space Storm. And Hawkeye loves Space Surge but doesn't care that much about Space Storm. He's got it the other way around.
Yeah, Punisher's doing a good job of covering all the angles. Oh, drops the combo though. Nosedive.
The fish in Seaman is most definitely not a man.
Ouch.
It's not anything.
It's Yoshi.
It's an abomination.
Anime section.
Oh yeah, that's right. Totally forgot.
Make it rain. Oh, he's poisoned. Get out of there. Right, nice tag. Oh, and we got both of them.
Nosedive.
Right.
Leonard Nimoy's magnum opus was the song about Bilbo Baggins.
Left, right, mix up.
Pressure
Oh,
was not
okay, there
tight
you go.
enough, but doesn't matter. He still gets a hit on it.
Tag counter. Full screen game again. Lost his opportunity. Poisoned robot. Did everybody
Crazy Taxi is an accurate name.
robots get affected by poison?
That's a good one. There's a taxi and it's very crazy.
This is a dead Ultron. Oh wait, no, we got Soulstone on deck. That's right.
Might not even matter if he's able to put a trap down.
Pretty sure he says tick tick boom.
First activation of the set. Needs to go.
Sandwiches.
Yeah, there we go.
Right, that's a dead raccoon.
Monster Hunter. That's very accurate.
For the first time in the set, Manic's up.
Manic has access to the box.
Oh, nice. It's that fake overhead. Get as much damage as you
Super
can.
Mario World.
Puts you in the box.
You're Mario. Sometimes you're super. And you do see the world.
Decided he wanted to
I know.
mix up the try to block it.
Oh, get
Strider's corner combos are really cool. I know like one of them.
Oh no.
It's not really stronger than the B&B I always do, so I don't really fuck around with it that much.
Punisher's space box. Is this gonna?
I want to be the guy. I guess that's accurate.
No, not enough. Is that gonna be a punish?
That's the premise of the whole game, I guess.
Oh no, nobody punishes anything.
If he went straight to Gimlet, I wonder if it would have punished. Wow, Beam Supers are weak.
It's a small life lead. But this is what Hawkeye wants.
Oh, it's not canon to the movie.
Just like that.
Punisher takes it 3-0 over Manic.
Eliminates him from the tournament here. Oh, it's you, are you?
Okay. oh, yeah, oh man.
Alright, here we go.
I like seeing some Dante.
Yoshi's Story.
Okay, he's taken back to the.
Every Yoshi's game is Yoshi's Story. But at least Yoshi's Story has the storybook thing going on.
Alright, Tech Hawk getting the very good round start to this. The elegant combo.
Not so elegant.
There's still both in there. Look at that. Cloud did one mistake,
He might be able
and he
to
gets
man.
bodied.
No, never
Oh,
mind.
zero's out. Well, he has a full meter now.
There are more bad games in the Yoshi's Island series than there are good games. I want everyone to think that over.
Zero dashes to the other side. Who sees it coming? Same
Yeah,
side? Same side.
I think there's like a certain distance that he knows about where it just doesn't cross him.
Isn't Kirby like a dick to everyone in Avalanche?
Oh, Licorice Whip.
It's like the only game in the entire Kirby series where Kirby can talk,
Oh, nice reflex.
other than a few simple words.
All right, Nova.
And he's
power to
very abrasive.
All right. Yeah, Cloud doesn't have 2 bars to counter switch anymore, so this should be a dead Dante.
None of the Dragon Quest games are really about dragons, although dragons are often related to the main antagonist in the early
So
games.
you can't call back your homies.
Not really, are they?
Whip, grab.
Whoa, did he?
Nice jump back.
I like the idea. He did it too early though.
No, not yet.
Let me think. Hold on. Dragon Lord in the first game is one of the main villains, or he's the main villain. He's the only villain.
Pretty high octane.
Neither Saito nor Baramos are really dragons,
Takes the first game over Cloud.
or Hargon, excuse me. Baramos isn't really a dragon either though, and neither is Zoma. Pizarro's not a dragon.
Yeah, get body Cloud.
Dude, there's like,
Oh, the cross.
where are all the dragons in Dragon Quest?
He does it again.
There aren't any.
Dante can. What is going on?
Fire Emblem is sometimes relevant.
He's getting too saucy.
Not really. It's really not. Fire Emblem is more of an Easter egg name. It's like every game features an object called the Fire Emblem, but rarely is it the object of the whole game. Rarely is it important enough to be the title.
But we got Soulstone on deck, of course.
I want to see Kirby being a dick.
Wake up, Dante.
Oh no, he's about to do it. Boy, he about to do it.
Oh, ride my motorbike.
You can't do anything about this.
All right. Oh, he's still in there. Okay, wake up.
Dino Crisis is
Dante.
quite accurate.
Nice confirm.
It's a MacGuffin. There's a lot of MacGuffins in Fire Emblem, to be honest. What was the Fire Emblem in Fire Emblem 8?
Man, taking his soul.
Was it one of the 5 gems or something?
Still got a power storm on deck. Dead zero.
Staggered normals.
Overhead. Hang on, excellent. All right, double trigger.
Hulk Ultimate Destruction.
Wow.
Is that even Japanese?
Damage combos.
How often do you see that? Confirm off of
I think we're naming Japanese games.
Everything full screen. What's the mix up? Power stone activated. Jab, 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 jab. Nice.
Yeah, the whole premise is that Vampire Savior is a silly name.
Over to his left. He needs to put his hat back on. That's how he got his power back last time. What is he yelling at?
He's yelling at his friend.
It's not as silly as, say,
What? Don't look at him.
what's a very silly name for a video game?
Tell him nothing. Tell him.
Under Night in Birth EXE
He didn't know that.
latest.
I don't think you guys heard what he said. He
Is that the name of it? Something like that.
Ghost Rider Spitfires Alone. And he's just making a big deal out of it. And these group of players came up at the tail and were like, yes.
Whatever. Cloud lost the takeoff 3-0 at Senpal standoff, so we're about to repeat that right now.
Dead Rising is
This
accurate.
combo damage that he's doing right now, it doesn't matter. Takeoff's out to 3-0.
Tinkle's Rosy Rupee Land is accurate, I suppose. Metal Gear Rising Revengeance is definitely not accurate. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I see that Rising is a pun on Raijin. I get that part. But I don't know where Rising comes into play. I don't even know if there are Metal Gears in it. I assume there's one. But I guess that wouldn't be a requirement. Metal Gear Solid 3 didn't have any Metal Gears. You never fight the Metal Gear in Metal Gear Solid 2. Although you do fight some anti-Metal Gear devices.
Full screen.
counters. He can't take while doesn't have anywhere near 2 bars. Oh, drops out though and gets power stoned, of course. And they're both.
Oh, hello.
They both wanted to be in a combo. Oh,
Rays aren't Metal Gears. Re.
Licorice whip. All right. Can we block? No. Can't block those.
The only actual Metal Gear in Metal Gear Solid 2 is Arsenal.
What the heck? Okay.
Probably push block correctly right there.
Zero's dead. Oh, activates a power stone. Refuses to let Cloud heal his homie. Oh, blocking stuff. Very nice.
It's an overhead there.
Oh, I think that was a messed up move. What?
Punish him?
Okay, nice.
Wake up.
So he could block that level 3. Power stone.
No, that's right in the title. That's during Tanker.
Oh yeah. Wait, it's just
It's specifically told to not be a Metal Gear, but an anti-Metal Gear device.
it's like a
It's designed to destroy Metal Gears.
and this is done.
Yeah.
3-0 again, sir. Exit stage left.
They're too small scale to be like Metal Gears themselves. They can't like launch nukes or something.
Alright, and take while bodies Cloud. 3-0.
See, he's still talking to him about it.
I think it's called, at least once it's called Metal Gear Ray over the course of the series.
Oh, I mean, never mind. Got me off track.
Monster Hunter. Down arrows. And everybody's
Damn, remember that scene in 4 with the Rays? And then Arsenal Gear. That shit was the titties. That was the fan service chapter. Chapter 4.
I understand the switch. More could we work on this. Alright. Scratchy with blades. We got setups? Yes, we do. That's a dead setup. Barely doesn't make the 2 bars to tag.
I believe that Fate Stay Night could actually make sense with enough explanation.
Not as impressive as the last game, but still good job.
Oh, Groot.
Now, this matchup in general between Chris and Superman, with these characters, they both feel like they want to be at full strength, but when someone takes the lead, the other guy put out the comfort zone, they have to go in.
It would take a lot of explaining for Fate Stay Night to make any sense in English.
It's jumping C's.
Yeah.
The reason I say jumping C's
Even the formatting is just foreign.
Tech a man from TVC because it's like the same.
And by foreign, I don't mean Japanese, I mean unnatural.
Like, you know, pizza cutter.
Oh,
Tech a man
Because they don't do that shit in Japanese either.
full screen. It's just a beefy hit.
that move looks more like a Hager pipe, to be honest. Like, but
Yeah.
like a primitive Hager pipe with like animal bones rather than.
All right, both players talking about something.
I didn't know Hager pipe she has.
Like where they want to eat for dinner later on or something.
These Marvel competitors are very loose, very talkative.
I don't know.
No, but
I haven't encountered Marks.
He's one of many.
He's not in the first chapter, which is how far I've gone.
interesting. I wonder what
I'm pretty sure he's in the game since a lot of people have been talking about him lately.
Game with Chris, because both these characters, Morgan and Monster Hunter, they kind of live at that two jump or normal jump height. The Rock Recruit says jump to the ground. Obviously, if you're airborne, you can't touch the ground.
Who is the Night Warrior in Night Warriors? Is it Dimitri?
All right, try jumping in.
No other character seems to have any reservations about daytime versus nighttime.
This is confirmed.
Morgan might, I don't know.
Whoa, just straight up.
Oh, high low.
Who is the demon who has the souls in Demon Souls?
Uppercut of that dive thing.
Demon is singular in the title. It's not plural, or else it would be S apostrophe. So there is a demon with souls.
Yeah, if you
Who is it?
watch the TVC move, just go look at Tech Man doing jumping C's. Pick up. All right, very nice. Super Noon getting some cool combos going on. And setups. Oh. Chris is trying to build up that space though to get that Fairy Storm. There we go. He activates it. Oh, super armor.
Assure's Wrath is very accurate.
Oh, doesn't get the confirm.
Pseudo lockdown. No, overhead into super. That's the only option you have out of a possible face. Huge commitment pays off.
These combos are so cool.
Kill him just yet.
Okay. Alright. Oh, Nova, save your homie. Oh,
Oh, the turnaround.
Save your homies from armor. Dang, the hit stun on that is so long.
Did hit him out? Yes, you did.
Dot hack sign.
Oh,
Alright.
wow. Nice time slide right there.
Yeah,
As he came down.
his legs.
You know what?
That's peak Japanese right there.
Coming from 3 right now.
He has the hit.
Everything about it.
Decides to let him.
Oh,
Counterattack. Okay.
There were, I think, 7 games on PS2.
Nova?
That's a good number.
Really good for Superman there for a second, but
If you get 7 games on one gen
This happened.
that are all part of the same series, you're officially a video game.
no, he can't.
Now you gotta believe.
He's been fancy.
He's blocking. He's blocking.
Oh, whatever.
Put him in the box.
Okay, now Superman has a small possibility.
I remember being a kid, going over to one of my friends' houses,
Right box.
and he was playing some game, and it was in Japanese, and it was a Sailor Moon game. It was a beat 'em up. You picked one of the Sailor Scouts, and then you kind of walked forward and beat people as they showed up in classic beat 'em up style. And I remember thinking it was like weirdly really good. It was like a very fun game.
Alright, that's 2-0.
I remember playing it and thinking, holy shit, this is like alarmingly high quality somehow. I don't remember anything about it because I was probably like 8, 7. I was super young. But I have this vivid memory of like someone having a computer with a surprisingly good
I'm gonna decide to stay with Nova.
Sailor Moon beat 'em up.
Looks like it, yes.
Jab and jog.
He's stuck.
I tried to find it recently, and I think there were 2 PC Sailor Moon beat 'em ups around the time that I would have played it. I remember thinking I should download both of these and see which one it was.
Well, the DS one. I'm gonna play the PC one later.
Alright.
Anyways, we got combos going on. Super Noon getting some momentum.
What?
Is that even an emote? Do I have to enable that shit?
Oh, nice grab.
Super Rudy.
Press button.
Is that a E? Hit in the box. Stage dive. Oh, okay.
Best Sailor was Usagi.
It is very much a dead Morgan.
Cutest Sailor was maybe Mars.
Mix up gonna be just by
They're all good. Literally every single one is good.
Back off. Stay away from me. I'm in this box.
just might level 3 right there, like level 1.
What's going on? I thought you couldn't do that many of these, but he just did enough to get 40 hits.
Oh, jeez, respect the jumping C.
He's being very careful when he jumps.
I didn't know you could combo that many. I didn't know you'd, like, it can't be optimal, I guess, or else people would do it a lot more. But I didn't realize that he could get that much fucking combo without moving.
He doesn't want to jump too far in. Because it has to do absolutely nothing besides that.
Did you, like, look it up? How many are there? I want to know now.
Oh my jeez. Well, nice.
I seem to recall finding 2.
He's pretty much in the bag.
No, stands up right into it.
Alright, Super News on board.
The airborne fidget spinner.
When are we going to do a Beth, let's watch every episode of old Sailor Moon. Season 1 Sailor Moon Japanese with subtitles. Let's get started right now. I'll call in sick.
I'm not sure what Chris is laughing about, but what is it? He's having a good time. Here we go. So winners final 2-1. The lead of Chris G.
Old Sailor Moon is Kino.
Cleaned up by the first two games. Supernoon made the change to Nova. Seems to be working out a lot better.
Set ups high low.
Ooh, good block.
Advanced guard.
Just wants to get him out. Good block. Cross up right there.
I'm not actually gonna stay home from work. Fuck. Bafcord things that aren't Baf Cup? What? I've never even considered such a thing. Like what? Like some other kind of tournament or some kind of fucking collective thing?
Oh. Text forward, avoid
Let's do a 300-man podcast. We'll just get everyone in the call at the same time.
jockey.
And Superhero doesn't have to do too
And then we'll just collect all the white noise.
obviously the healthy, but by a dramatic amount, and this could
Put it on YouTube.
all right, and now we're just gonna see
Baf Tinder. You mean like a Tinder on through the Bafcord?
but Superhero all he has to do.
Just be a bunch of guys.
Oh, yeah, see?
I don't know if we have a single girl in the Bafcord.
Supernoon had to do was just play the one-on-one game. Didn't need to overextend like that.
Good for some.
A little bit of hope. Yeah,
Get up, got a super you.
so mix up.
That was a lot of damage.
Baf Cups happen every Thursday. There's a challenge link that's posted in the Discord.
All right, delaying it with the spin wheels.
So if you just show up either at approximately the time of starting, or show up in the Discord, and then you sign up for the challenge, you're in.
Cross up by Chris. Back to Nova. Please block Supermoon. I want you to win this one. Ooh.
Recovery right there.
When's the Baf Cam Horse stream?
Level 3.
Where I have sub motivation, I have sub incentives to like 500 subs. I fucking moon the camera.
I guess the change did pay off for Supernoon. 2-2 here in the winners finals.
And I'll wear like a super low cut V-neck that shows off my cleavage.
Not sure
Who's
what.
gonna move on to Grand Finals? I don't wanna
What
say
else?
but
I don't actually go into Cam Horse streams. What do they do?
Oh, super armor! Don't get clipped.
If I did a face cam stream, I wouldn't be able to stream shirtless, which is what I'm doing right now.
Out there. Second man Momos. Know it. Happy birthday to aggressiveness. Obviously not gonna die. What's the setup? She's just gonna wake him up. Counter attack. Lock him down. Tiger drugs.
Oh man,
The picture of me will be bigger than the game by a generous margin.
you just have
The
to
feet of me, rather.
block the smoke screen.
I'll be like 80% of the screen. There'll be a little tiny Street Fighter thing in the very corner.
All right, Supermoon's time.
And I'll bite my lip and look pensive whenever I get beaten in the game.
And oh,
Whoa,
what?
what?
Oh, nice!
Caught the incoming.
He gets into the grab animation, so he's not able to get clipped by Monster Hunter.
You're grabbing someone. You're invincible.
Oh, jab, jab. Holy shoot. Supermoon.
Yep, it's archives.
Work. Oh. Alright, is Kushi gonna wake up, put him in the box?
Yeah, women are fine, but like other men, when it comes to women,
Her gray health goes all the way up to like about
if there's anything that
He's doing the light bleed. He's coming back.
if there's anything I hate, I guess I don't know. I don't know how I'd put it. If there's anything that disgusts me, it's a guy trying too hard.
Space Stone, he's gonna throw his spin wheels. Christian's gotta do some work to open him up. Air grab. Oh, the cross up. Immediately into level 3. It's a dead Yetta. Is his sister?
Other men are the reason that women have to act the way they do.
Still a pretty Space box on deck.
He lost his Jetta, but he has a box.
It's it is the thirst. That's it.
Now where's he gonna find the optimized point to put him in the box? Yeah, putting him in the box right now would be pretty useless because you have a sister out.
I can live with the fucking Cam Horse streams existing on Twitch. I don't give a fuck about that. I don't have any sort of judgment toward the women who do those.
What's gonna happen?
But the fucking guys that hang around them,
Can't confirm from those.
I don't know if I really judge them either.
Oh,
trades?
trade. Oh my god.
Is this
But
it?
golly, it seems kind of pathetic.
Oh, the last missile, and Chris G moves on to grand finals.
Much respect for both players right now.
Is a pussy like a ball sack pussy? Because it should be.
Oh, I
I was
see.
about to skip ahead, but they already it's already lined up.
So he wants to, he realized that probably Knives wants to power up immediately, so he's switching to more.
Orbiters are like the least bad thirsty beta, to be honest.
Shoulder bash. Pick him up.
The bad thirsty betas are the ones who are like
Sigma
send the weird messages.
invisible walls.
Yeah.
Oh man, high octane. Reflect. Oh, he just gets that slow ass fireball.
Boy, Gina.
Gamora, bang bang. Bang bang.
Boy, pussy.
Shoulder bash. Fireball super. Puts him in the box. Alright, you stay over there.
Snipping space.
Oh man,
Snipping space.
watching your legs.
Alright, the highest level of thirsty beta is the guy who messages the girl on like it's the guy who texts the girl like 100 times, and it's
Maybe too early.
you know,
Too early to say.
you're so pretty, whatever,
Game plan behind that.
you're so sexy,
I was expecting
talk to me. And doesn't fucking get any response for like hundreds of fucking posts,
that did. Yeah, Sigma doing work. Ooh,
and then the girl says literally anything like
Luckily he has a box, but no enemies.
take a hint or something like that.
And that's it. Oh no, drops it.
Or like I'm not interested in you, or fucking literally anything, regardless of politeness. And then the guy says like shit like
Just download and prepare for the next round.
bitch, who would want you anyway, that kind of thing. That's the lowest level, or that's the highest level of thirsty beta.
Oh, whoa.
There's a lot of guys like that.
Is it gonna activate?
I'm not even trying to defend women here.
By reality. Reality comes in.
I'm not even trying to get fucking sucker points for this one.
Reality.
I'm not trying to say women, I understand your plight or any bullshit like that. I hate them all on my own.
Are we coaching? Is this
That's just nasty ass behavior.
that Sir Coachington?
Go on our creepy PMs and you can see some of them. Go on our nice guys, you can see some of them.
Oh, what are we doing? We checking something? Okay.
He wants to take a fight.
Okay. Read about it.
So go here from the
Oh, it's like my favorite face. I would type it more if I thought that people wouldn't. I would type it all the time if I thought that no one would take it seriously. But I guarantee that some people would take it seriously.
That's all I was wondering. What's that?
But just everything about it is so funny. It's a good little face.
No, I think Punisher wanted to do it because he switched out Hawkeye. But I mean, you talking about the cooldown? Yeah, of course. I mean, do what you can.
Oh, I don't know what A tier is. Only little pieces of that.
Do what you can. You gotta win. Do what you gotta do.
It's looking a lot.
I went straight to the top level, and now I can't think of what the next level down would be.
Sigma's eating it right now. Getting poisoned.
Spab,
Rollback poison.
delete this. Some mod delete Spab's comment.
Too fast. Oh. Projectiles over his green rally stone. The storm's not gonna do too much, but it is gonna slow down Punisher a bit.
Glooms.
Oh, nice scoop.
I remember being 10.
It's so slow this game. Oh, it's coming.
I remember people saying shit like that.
Oh, he went for the air grab there.
I'm gonna enter the next Bath Cup as Bull Jail.
And just like that, the character switch is
Everyone trading everywhere.
very much in Punisher's favor right now. Oh,
Oh yeah, there it is. The 1 second timeout.
This might be
Alright.
it right here.
That is very much he's gonna come in with reality and do nothing. What shoulder bashes?
I remember
Let's
people
see if
type
it lands
glomps.
even if he did have health, I wouldn't see it, but I still love seeing the Big Daddy combo, shoulder bashes, and damages.
Not gonna kill. He's slack there. Or just gonna get put in a box.
Oh, did the reality still not come out still? What? Okay. Yeah. It's all good.
I remember hold up sport. If I could only tell you guys about the early internet and my experiences with it,
Definitely paying off.
but it would reveal too much about the people I used to hang around with. I guess I wouldn't want to give the actual name of the place
Not be able to
because
see
it would,
more
you know,
box out there 'cause
I think it's still out there somewhere.
I got excited, but
But
definitely a better choice, I would say.
let's just say I went to a place that was literally themed around randomness.
Ooh, Sigma.
And there's some pro board or some hyper board still out there.
Decent amount of damage on Raccoon, but he's returning the favor. Oh, there we go. Hawkeye's out.
Let random board XD.
Launching the eggs.
Do you see that? He crossed up under him. He hit him into the trap. Confirmed it.
Sigma damage. Alright, poison robots.
Frozen robots.
Poison and frozen robots. I guess make out slow ass cross.
So here I come. Hope you see this.
Oh, alright.
Fanfiction.net.
Damage is,
I've read some fanfictions on that website.
doesn't have two bars.
Not gonna lie. Won't beat around the bush.
Oh, we still have a almost full health Hawkeye against these two slow grown men. But he's getting body right now.
He covered himself with the spike on animation. Smart.
Oh, he's going for grabs. Oh, put yourself in the
Oh, that trade combo.
That's okay, because he's in a box.
Oh shit, it's 7:20. I should get out of here.
Oh, that would have been
I gotta work at 8. I've gotta shower and stuff.
Oh, the counter.
Feed myself.
Let's see Punisher making this.
I'll go after this set. I should kind of go now.
All hope has failed.
I normally leave around like 7:15 or 7:10.
It's probably the closest game we've had. Or the closest set.
I remember looking at porn on dial-up. I remember waiting really long time for a picture to load.
Good back and forth. Good control. Press button. No. Oh, he did.
Look how much damage that did.
Oh. Oh, he should have taken damage, but okay.
Damn, everyone's typing goodbye.
Time to do some damage on Sigma.
This might go to 5.
Oh, okay. Got
This probably take like another few minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna pull now.
Shot him in the face.
I'll watch the rest of this later maybe.